How's everybody doing? A couple minutes late, but I got to talk and see my grandson. So, you know, you guys had to take one for the team for me. So just waiting for some people to jump on. This will be published later, so you can actually listen to it again at the end. But welcome in everybody to the Scorpio Ascent. We are standing right now at a very specific crossroads tonight. So today's May 2nd. Thank you, sweetheart. The third and final day of the potent Scorpio full moon cycle. We have walked through the emotional April 30th revelation. We have felt the fires of Beltane yesterday. And today we are here to take part in the Connunciado. Okay, so we aren't just looking at the stars tonight. We're integrating the power of what has been happening to us over the past 3 days. And I know you have all been feeling it. I've gotten so many messages, had so many, conversations about how crazy this energy is. And everybody's been on edge. And I promise you, through the rest of this, you're going to understand where we're going with this. Okay. So tonight we're integrating the power, and we're also closing the gate and locking in the frequency of your sovereign authority. And this is all what this year is about. Remember, I am pushing you guys so hard and working so hard to tap into you, to touch upon your heart and your spirit, to understand that this year is an amazing year. It's a destiny year. So that you're able to let go of all those old contracts, all those things that no longer serve you, that are holding you back or stealing your joy, letting go of relationships that have or just become dead weight, situations and people that are dead weight, so that you can move forward. This destiny year, I cannot stress enough, is going to set the course for the next 10 to 20 years of your life. So this is important. This is why the beginning of this year is so important. This work is so important. Why I keep talking about the sovereign gates, the 26 gates, what you need to do to utilize the energy and the outlook. You have to go into it, going into it. And I know it gets hard for some people. And I know some people are fighting depression, financial issues, emotional, with everything that's going on, not only in the world, but with ourselves and our families. And you have to tear yourself away from that grip. You have to break free. You have to allow yourself to find the joy and the hope in some of the situations which may feel helpless to you. Okay. So, what we're doing, if you've been feeling the aftershocks, the heat, the intensity, and the sudden clarity over the past 3 days, in the comments, I want you to participate. I want you to drop a fire or a water emoji in the comments. So I can see where your energy is standing right now. And the emoji you use, and you can pick a different one if you want to. If there's a different emoji you would like to use to signify where your energy is sitting right now, feel free, please do it. Okay, so tonight I am joined. Anybody jumping on this, anybody who's going to be re-listening to this, and it's important. I would definitely, if you have time, go back to some of the other forecasts I've done since the spring equinox, okay, and go over those things, because you're still able to do this work. You haven't missed the boat yet. If you keep sitting and doing nothing, you will be missing the boat. And I do not want that to happen to you. But you can just listen. Don't watch the video again. Fast forward to areas that really resonate with you and take it in. Listen to it. Once you're doing it with me, some things are going to click. Yep, I got it. I feel that. Oh, that's what's going on. And then listen to it again so that you can turn around and get the information you need. And sometimes, oh, cool, thank you, sweetheart. Sometimes it takes us to hear something once, twice, 3 times to really get it and get what it means to us, okay? Water, there we go. I got a water, and I got the tree and the emoji. I got a water. I got the fire. Nice. We can work with this. We can work with it. Yes, we can. Okay, so we are going to talk about the third day energy, which is actually, My child is calling me. We're not answering that. Joey can wait. The third day energy, which is actually the most important part. Most people don't realize we wait for the peak of the full moon. But the most important part of the entire lunar cycle, which stretches over 3 days, okay, is the third day. Because this is where the shadow becomes the gold. You planted, you did your intentions. A lot of people do their intention ceremonies and rituals on the full moon. And you can still do one today, just so you know. You're still in the lunar third day. You can still put your crystals out and get them cleansed, get them charged. So you haven't missed the boat on that. But this is when everything starts turning and shifting for this coming month. So, turns into gold. So take a deep collective breath with me. Everybody breathe in. And it's actually breathe into your mouth. Don't suck it in through your mouth. I'm being over dramatic. And release. I'm a little hyper. So breathe in and then release that air. Take that breath with me if you feel like you've been going through a spiritual war zone. Amy, over the last 48 hours. Because you are exactly where you're supposed to be. We have just walked through fire. Literally. And we began at the dark threshold of April 30th. Then we stood in the Beltane fires and the peak of the Scorpio full moon yesterday. And tonight. Tonight we rise. So in lunar alchemy practice, day 3 is the moment of sovereignty. We are done with the descent. Tonight is about integration. We are here to lock in the new you before the world starts moving faster. You aren't just surviving this transition. You are becoming the master of it. The master of yourself and the master of your world. It's up to you what your days look like. It's up to you what you permit and allow to inform your days. It's okay to be human. That's why we're here. But then after that, we are meant to rise and ascend. We are children of light, magic, the stars. There's so much within us that people just turn around and don't ever realize because they think that they have to stay within these boundaries. We were placed on this earth in this human experience to push the boundaries and expand past it. Okay? Now, so the April 30th, the threshold was where that was at. So to navigate where we're going, we have to actually jump back a couple of days to April 30th at the no man's land that we just left. April 30th was literally a spiritual filter. And I don't know if you guys realized April 30th, when we come into April 30th in Beltane, and all of that, that is literally, and most people don't even know this. I'm going to let you in on something that's not a secret, but somehow managed to be a secret. It's literally when the veil is the thinnest. And we had that happen with April 30th going into Beltane during a Scorpio full moon. Excuse my Jersey. Holy shit. Imagine that. All of these things aligning to really propel us forward, to really prove a point. Now you just got to open up and allow yourself to receive it and get it. That's all I need you to do. I just need you to open up and receive and get it. Anything and everything is possible, especially when somebody says it's impossible. Okay, so April 30th is considered, and we're doing April 30th in the Mercury Spear. Okay, it's the final clearing. It's considered the final clearing before the light of May. So if you felt a wave of doubt 48 hours ago, that was your final test. Did you pass it? On the same day, okay, and I have lipstick on my teeth. It's driving me nuts. So sorry, guys. Gotta clean it. It's killing me. It was killing me. So that was your final test. On the same day, Mercury entered Aries, hitting 0 degrees. This changed the collective mind from overthinking to piercing. The fog of April is gone. Your mind is now a spear. If you felt a sudden urge to speak a hard truth on the 30th, that was your internal warrior waking up. Think back to the 30th and what's going on. Think of what happened the 30th and the 1st and what's going on today about the truth that's coming into clarity, and being willing to speak that hard truth, your truth, and to stand in your power. That's what it was about. But now the warning. Mercury in Aries is blunt. The energy is blunt. The danger is impulsivity. Tonight we take the heat and we recalibrate it into direct power. Like, I have one of my most special people on here whose daughter is, I call the little hurricane. She's just all energy and color and light and motion and just this unfiltered, gorgeous, brilliant energy. Okay? So I said, all we need to do, because she will not be contained. Okay? All we need to do is guide it. Just lean her over one direction, lean her over the other, and then once we get through, like, you know, the pre-teens and the teen years, oh my God, the magnificence, because she's just pure, unadulterated, magnificent, beautiful energy, and oh God, she speaks her truth. You know? So, and I know, you know who I'm talking about. Jersey Moon. Yes, it is like a Jersey Moon, Ames. My fellow Jersey girl. Let me see. Hello, everyone. Hey, guys. So, excuse me. So tonight we are igniting. All right. Already went through this. I'm re-going over stuff. I do work. I write stuff down, and then I repeat myself because I'd rather be looking up here than looking down at my computer screen, to be completely honest. So you got to bear with me on this. I don't have a teleprompter. I don't have one. Should probably get one, but you know, don't have that kind of capability. Anyway, so we're moving from that April 30th energy, which I just explained to you, this to the celestial architecture of this month, which is Scorpio and the quickening. So tonight we are navigating a sky that is both deep and lightning fast. Things are picking up now. If you don't jump on this train soon, you are going to lose it. You're going to fall off. You're not going to be able to run and catch it, is how fast it's going to be going. So the Scorpio moon yesterday was 11 degrees Scorpio. The moon reached its peak yesterday at 11 degrees Scorpio. And Scorpio is the truth teller. It doesn't care about your nice exterior. The moon has revealed your shadow harvest, the things you've been hiding to stay safe. But because we're in day 3 of this cycle, the sting of that truth is turning into the healing balm of wisdom. You guys hearing me? You guys connecting with this? The constellation Corona Borealis, if you look up above tonight, the moon sits with Corona Borealis in the northern crown. This is the crown given to Ariadne after she escaped the labyrinth. This is your ascent frequency. We are moving out of the maze of April and into the sovereignty of May. 26 gates of sovereignty. Tap in. Move forward. Move out of the places you feel you're stuck in and rise. So the Uranus quickening, Gemini at 1 degrees. As of April 25th, Uranus is at 1 degrees Gemini. This is the great quickening. Information and thought are moving at a speed we haven't seen in our lifetime. This May portal is your first real training ground for the new era. And you have to understand, the new era, the new earth, these are real things. This is these courses that I've been developing and that I'm releasing now, the spiritual alchemy, the lunar alchemy and 26 gates, all of the shadow work, working with the divine masculine and feminine within ourselves and integrating them, connecting with Sophia, connecting with Christ consciousness. All of these things are so important right now because it is our responsibility as light workers, and not only that, but our destiny legitimately. It's what we were meant to do. We are here to gain that wisdom, to grow, to expand, to ascend, to take what we're learning in our hearts and to touch another soul. to move away from all of the violence and all of the destruction and all of the pain and all of the sickness, and be able to come together as we were meant to, because we are all connected. So that's what creating the new earth is. And we're tasked to create this in a time where the powers that be and so many are fighting as hard as they can to oppress us. There's nothing in this world we can't overcome. Nothing. Even if it's sickness that could be terminal illness, because you're moving into another phase of your existence, even though it's hard. I can speak personally because of issues that I've been dealing with, which, thank God, because I dealt with them. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, it won't take me out. But that's why, even more importantly now, I have to get this message out to you. I have to work with as many as people as possible. Because, guys, besides my children, who are my everything, who are my legacy, you guys are my legacy. You're a direct reflection of my work and what I want for you in this world. And that is to heal and to live happy, healthy, abundant, passionate, love-filled lives. Not just for yourself, but for others. And to maybe, just maybe, touch somebody that hasn't seen the light and raise them up out of the darkness. But you have to be able to face your own darkness and rectify that. And put yourself on a level where you may not agree, but you can understand why certain things are happening and there are certain behaviors. Because the only way we can change it is if we look at it, remove the judgment, look at it for what it is, so you can understand what's going on, so that we effectively can make that change and help others to do the same. Okay? Look at me on my soapbox. So Beltane, what that was, that's the alchemy of the bloom. We cannot talk about tonight without talking about Beltane. And I absolutely adore it. In fact, tonight, that's all I'm wearing, is I'm wearing my Celtic knot in a heart. It's one of my most precious pieces that I've had, my God, since I was like 20. So a long, long time now. I've had it a long time. And the peaceful energy that it brings and what it actually brings to my spirit. So anything that I'm wearing is for a specific purpose. You know, don't ever think that one piece of jewelry on my body. And today it's simplicity. It's simplicity. It's just my heart. That's all it is. So we cannot talk about tonight without talking about Beltane. Beltane is the bright fire. Yesterday, you walked between the fires. You burned the way, the winter of your soul. Beltane is the sacred marriage, the union of the earth, which is Taurus, and the spirit, Scorpio. It is the moment the seed finally accepts it is no longer a seed, but a flower. The pressure you feel tonight is the pressure of the bloom. Is you opening up. Don't fight it. Water it. Help it to grow. The Zodiac Ascent. This is straight talk. This is today. So here is your personal ascent today, the third day of this Scorpio full moon in May's ascent mandate for this lunar cycle that we're into right now. Fire signs. Stop looking for a new fight. Build your own kingdom. Do not tear down someone else's. Fire signs. Stop looking for a new fight. Build your own kingdom and don't tear down someone else's. Receive that. My earth signs. Venus is in your sign right now. You felt the pleasure. Now, build the routine that keeps it alive. When you find that pathway, that portal, where you can actually enter the realm of pleasure and happiness and joy and abundance and love and all of those things. You know, without work, it's not just going to stay there. We have to give it equal energy. So what you want to do is once you've received it, you don't have to lose it. It doesn't have to leave you. You felt the pleasure. Now build the routine that keeps it alive. Air signs. That would be me. I'm an air. Anybody else an air? Who else is an air? Huh, Amy? Huh? So water, air signs. My mind and your mind is a radio tower. Uranus is in your house. Tune into one frequency and broadcast it clearly. And all of you know what my frequency has been, and it is just growing and expanding. So all the air signs, remember, your mind is a radio tower. Uranus is in our house, your house. Tune into one frequency and broadcast it clearly. I have a tendency to have so many ideas and so many directions I want to go, and I really am blessed with so many gifts. I really am. So it's almost like nobody puts baby in the box. But there are times in our lives that we need to just focus on one thing. And then once we're done focusing on that one thing, okay, then we can start focusing on others. So water signs. You are the deep wells. The sting of the last 48 hours was a vaccination. You are now immune to the old drama. Water signs. You are the deep wells. The sting of the last 48 hours was a vaccination. You kind of got that spiritual universal shot. You are now immune to the old drama. Now I want you to receive that. All that old drama, all the stuff that's been holding and weighting you down, you are immune to it. Let go of that drama. You don't have any time for it anymore. It doesn't matter. It's not serving you any purpose. And that actually goes for all of us. Enough with the drama. Get rid of that negative energy. Get rid of that dead weight. So we went over all the different signs. So the Phoenix Rising Blueprint. My blueprint. 3 call to actions, which I want you to do. Okay? The truth. Identify one area where you've been keeping the peace with half-truths. Own the Scorpio sting so it stops owning you. The somatic. Uranus in Gemini is a live wire. Tomorrow, put your bare feet on the earth for 10 minutes. You cannot fly into the Gemini heights if you aren't anchored in the Taurus soil. The Mercury Spear Declaration. Mercury is at 0 degrees. Go live or send an email that declares your new direction. No more planning. Use the Aries fire to announce your ascent. The 3-day portal is closing tonight, but your new life is beginning. Are you ready to lead your own charge into that life? Are you ready for that? Asking for a friend. Hey, how are you, sweetheart? How are you doing? What do you think? You guys ready for it? Maybe, possibly. Hold on one second. My computer just went dark on me. I'm sorry, I have to fix it, spiritual. But you guys can make your affirmations in the box below. So that gives you an idea of what the past 3 days were. Okay. Now, also, good, I'm glad, ready. Just so you know, the May 2nd full moon is part of a rare double moon full cycle in 2026. It's known as the flower moon, and it's a name that is actually rooted in the peak of spring blooms across our country and our world. Okay. It's about your core themes besides what we've already discussed. It signals that what once was internal, quiet, or uncertain is now taking physical form in nature and in your life. Also represents transformation and release. Spiritually, it's a time to shed old beliefs, confront hidden emotions, and embrace emotional rebirth. Abundance and fertility, associated with blossoming, and it's a period for nurturing and creativity, relationships, and projects that have been in the making. And it's a big time for truth and shadow work. Because remember, I said we really can't, till we faced our own shadow and our own issues and dealt with them and accept them, we shouldn't be looking anywhere out there. We need to look within first and make the changes that we need to make in our lives. And then through action, not just words, we have to set the example for others. And then instead of pointing fingers, we have to try to help. We have to listen to others, even though it might make you cringe. We have to listen to others and really hear what they're saying. And then be willing to have that conversation. And let me tell you, don't get it twisted. Conversations might get heated. But always, even in situations where you have to agree to disagree, because not everybody's going to see the light the first time you talk to them, you're at least leaving space for that conversation and the change to happen. And to give people the safety to say what they need to say to you. Or to present their arguments in a situation why they're right. And then in return, you're able to do the same. And if they don't allow it, you say, okay, we can revisit this at another time. You be blessed and then move on. You know, don't engage. Don't engage. The energy, you don't need that energy on you. Okay. So in 2026, the flower moon in Scorpio, ruled by Pluto, is urging you to face buried desires, fears, and seekers for deeper personal growth. So your energy and symbolism this month, because I'm giving you little breakdowns of what this moon is really, it entails a lot. The moon's light amplifies right now confidence, magnetism, and the ability to connect with others. It touches on creative beauty. This is a time that we should celebrate beauty, passion, and the joys of life's abundance. And a lot of things that connect with this moon that you may have come up in dream work, meditations, or you just may see all the time, especially because it's spring. Bees, butterflies, deer, and other symbols that represents like floral and anything about growth and fertility. Which is the guide for this moon's message, which is movement, pollination, and renewal. What you need to do to work with this moon is create a sacred space, use crystals like rose quartz or moss agate, and perform different rituals. Some people like to use their tarot cards. Some people use oracle cards. Some people, like I, do journeys. Tonight, after this full moon forecast, anybody who still wants to participate, all you got to do is send me a message. I'll send you the link in the music, and we'll get you set up for this full moon journey that we're doing tonight. And the activation, the release, and the activation that is going to happen is going to be amazing. So if you still want to take part in it, definitely DM me and I will send you all the information. We'll get in what we need to get in for it. Then I'll send you the links and we'll be good to go. Okay. So journaling is important. really important for you to reflect on what's ready to surface within you and what needs to be released and how you can authentically bloom. Shadow work is in Scorpio's influence right now. Explore hidden patterns and emotions to transform them into spring. Now, this full moon, just so you know, is also a micro moon. It's slightly dimmer, but the energy is more intense. So this sucker is further away when you look at it. But it's just magnificent, and you can feel the energy coming from it. So what that means, that intensity, it's encouraging deep behind the scenes work. And as we go into May 2nd, which is now, it continues this potent cycle, offering a second chance to integrate the lessons of the first. So your goal right now is to symbolically and literally blossom into your highest self, clear away what's holding you back, and step into your full expression, both in nature and in your life. Because people, we really need to go outside, and you really need to look around. It's so important right now. Questions, thoughts, anything? Nothing. I'm waiting. Nothing. My computer's acting up on me. I'm really trying here, guys. But that just means we are meant to do this more than anything else. Okay. Now, interesting enough, it's also draws in your soulmate, Amy, just so you know. I know that's a dirty word right now for you. I know it's a dirty word. Are you still on here, Ames? You still here? Because we will touch upon this. We are going to touch upon this right now. Okay. So the standout feature in the chart is that Venus is sextile Saturn during this full moon. Okay. The aspect orb of only 0.3 degrees makes it powerful. So its aspect is also applying with stronger than a separating aspect that only occurs. It occurs only 82 minutes after the May full moon. So we already went through it. Venus sextile Saturn is linked to the May 1st full moon, not only in time, but also in space. Sun opposite the moon is at the midpoint of Venus sextile Saturn and the green semi-sextile 30 degrees in quincunx aspects. Okay, so let's get deeper into the astrological part of it. I did all the symbolism, the spiritual meaning of it just before, even though my computer keeps going out on me, but I'm pulling it up. So thank you for bearing with me in our little breaks in between when I have to get it back up again. So sun opposite the moon, 0 degrees, brings your family, home, and intimate relationships into sharper focus for the following 2 weeks of this moon phase. Opposing forces, such as work and home, or what you need and what you want, create inner tension and external pressures. This polarization can lead to conflict and crises that drain your energy. And this does happen to us every full moon because it heightens our feelings and intuition. But it also, with the heightened feelings and intuition connected to the full moon, make you more receptive to and aware of relationship dynamics. So greater objectivity and clarity help you find emotional balance and security right now. Modifying your behavior and reactions can relieve tension and resolve relationship issues. So, and you have to remember, we're speaking our hard truths this month. So now Moon quincunx Venus creates a relationship stress. Now listen to me, anybody going through relationship issues, but also can be work relationships, not just intimate relationships. So Moon quincunx Venus creates relationship stress because of an imbalance involving emotional support and love. So it does really lean more towards personal relationships and intimacy, which I know a few people that are really struggling with this right now. But for people who say, well, I'm not in a relationship, even in work situations or family situations, emotional support, and let's call it that universal love and respect has to be there. So when it's not there, we're going to struggle with the imbalance. So right now, the amount of love received is not the same as the amount given. You may become temperamental, emotional, and overly sensitive right now. Tension can escalate to a crisis, ranging from an argument to a love affair involving secrecy and scandal. An internal imbalance is also possible involving self-love, because we have intimate relationships with ourselves. So it's so much more than just the simple relationship and intimacy. You may be seeking emotional comfort in sweet food, drugs, alcohol, something like that. So I do want you to catch notice, because it's instant gratification and may give you immediate comfort and make you feel a little bit better, which you know it really doesn't. But you want to catch yourself, because when you wake up the next day or a week from now, it will have caused more harm looking for that comfort from there versus really facing and working through the real issue. So now the imbalances arising from insufficient or too much love and emotion may be related to your family, often an interfering or overly possessive mom. Addressing unresolved issues from this relationship right now is key to resolving other challenges and imbalances in your life. So yes, I can be overpowering, but it's just because I love them so much. And I'm an Italian mother. Like, that's not stereotyping. There's so much truth to it. There really is. Moon is quincunx Saturn, okay, and can create an imbalance between your personal and professional life, or between your emotional needs and those of others. A heavy workload or other responsibilities may limit time with loved ones and create distance in relationships. So if you're facing that situation, and it's completely understandable why that's happening, then you need to actually reassess things. And when you do have to spend so much time away because of workload or responsibilities, and it draws you away from the ones you love and basically isolates you from them, that's when you got to catch yourself, reassess, and put your priorities of who and what matters to you in your life and why you're doing these other things in the first place, which is to make it better, to take care of everybody else as well as yourself. And make a point of reaching out, of sending texts to your other half, or just, touching base with your kids or your mom or a best friend who you usually talk to all the time, and all of a sudden you disappear and they're creating some big, huge issue in their mind, like, why is she mad at me? What did I do? Creating mountains out of molehills, where it's just communication is the most important thing to a balanced and healthy life. Without the communication, issues start. So guilt, fear, insecurity, and a negative outlook, rigid attitude, or emotional coldness may also inhibit relationship harmony and cause a lack of intimacy and emotional support, isolation, loneliness, and sadness. Difficulty sharing your true feelings can cause frustration. But remember, the Scorpio moon embolden you, the hard truth, speaking the hard truth, because it's necessary. Separation or illness could also leave you feeling emotionally vulnerable. The best way to handle this emotionally demanding influence is with self-control, patience, dedication, trust, loyalty, and the number one thing, forgiveness. Because as of late, there's been a lot of miscommunications and misunderstandings. Now, soulmate love, which is connected to this moon. Who likes to hear that? And we all have soulmates. They could be on this earth with us right now. You could be with your soulmate. Your soulmate could be, a couple lifetimes before or behind us. Or it could also be there as our one of our guides. Okay. And soulmate, you know, we have many in this lifetime for your soulmate loves. Your twin flame is something entirely different. So you have numerous soulmates, one, two, twin flame, which I've done extensive work in, okay? You have quite a few in this lifetime. Doesn't mean you were supposed to be married to them, in bed with them, relationships. A soulmate could come in form of one of your children, a couple of your children, your partner, a best friend. Your mom could be your person. All of the above could happen. And we are all blessed to have that. It's just you knowing where to look, and also knowing that our spirit guides are also soulmates that we have. They're not just ancestors. They're not just ascended masters. They're not just angels. You know, there are soulmates too. So, Venus sextile Saturn at 0 degrees brings harmony, balance, loyalty, commitment, reserve, formality, tact, diplomacy, sacrifice, good judgment, and business sense. Soulmate relationships and ensuring peace are possible if the challenges of the quincunxes are overcome. So a new long-term relationship is possible with someone who is dependable, mature, and committed. So soulmate doesn't mean passionate, intimate partner. A teacher-student type relationship is possible, or they may be a marked age difference. Existing relationships benefit from closer bonding and commitment right now. So now it's time to reconnect. Now it's time to open communication. Honesty, trust, vulnerability, understanding, patience, mutual respect, practicality, and common sense help us resolve disagreements and avoid conflict. This lunar cycle is excellent for formalizing partnerships, especially in love and business. It is favorable for proposing right now. So if somebody's looking to propose, marrying, as well as saving and paying off debt and economizing, intricate or detailed creative work, and low-risk business deals and investments in property, cash, blue-chip stocks, energy, jewelry, and art. And I am going to give a call out. Okay, and I have to go back up just so I can, because she really has come into another phase and is creating such amazing work right now, which mean a lot. So I don't know if any of your paintings are for sale, but if you go check at what Feral, feral.est.of.them, THEM.all, if you go friend her, show her some support. She is sharing a lot of work that she's been doing, you know, and you will absolutely get it when you see it. Okay. Now, boomerang yod, which is happening. The boomerang, Venus, and Saturn connect to form a yod aspect pattern. A faded, right now, listen to me, a faded configuration denoting a special mission or destiny. Destiny year, my mission, your mission. Its motivations are love, contact, and communication. It enhances your interpersonal skills and enables you to live in a fantasy world and strive for abstract ideals. If you look at something and you're called to do it, and everybody's telling you it's impossible, there's no way you'll ever be able to do it, call bullshit, because if that's the first thing that's within you, and you know that this is a path you're supposed to take, if it's impossible, people say it's impossible, and you don't believe it is, you go after it, because it's possible. It is. But this is a full moon, and the sun turns this yod into a boomerang yod, also called a focused yod or striving aspect pattern. It instills energy, awareness, nervous strength, alertness of will, and great motivation for security. Venus sextile Saturn provides receptivity and a unifying force that are used for long-term objectives. The apex, which is the moon, is where you can find function most comfortably, but you may not be tough or persistent enough to reach your goals. There is also a risk of making claims that are too high for your actual ability. The great sensitivity of the aspects tend to weaken the backbone, which is the sun opposite moon, so that you may become opportunistic, using others to further your own ends, leading to distrust, unpopularity, and dead ends. Fortify yourself. Stabilize your energy. Use your own strength and powers. And everything you do, make it authentic. Now, salvation lies in using sensitivity, intelligence to strengthen your backbone and to develop the qualities needed to achieve your goals. At the reaction point, which is the sun, this way is more long-winded and tiresome than pretending to be something you are not, and often means renouncing to easily achieved success. The green aspects mean that you are always receptive to others' needs. This requires real self-security, as well as the conversion of possible deep-seated feelings of inferiority into true humility and unselfishness. And once again, I know so many people, not only in my own circle, my personal life, but, professionally, my clients that I work with that are facing these things. The overall structure right now provides the tenacity to reach objectives or to find the root or crux of the desired truth. It gives the special ability to get to the heart of complex matters and to face facts. The inner surge to get the bottom of everything is better pursued when you are alone. The boomerang yod gives quick reaction times if your objective is clear. You can attack once the occasion or opportunity presents itself. You can pick up on changes at the speed of light and adapt them. Even if you fail, increased flexibility helps you bounce back and try again. The configuration also gives power, practical thinking, perfectionism, memory, concentration, and the urge to collect things and make you open to spontaneous contact. However, it can give a tendency to know what is best for others and to interfere with your own opinion, which, to be completely honest, this is a conversation that happened yesterday where I saw an issue and, was dealing something with my kids, and a couple of them were involved in some things, and I kind of inserted myself, and after the fact, they understood where it was coming from, but they also said, you needed to present it in a totally different way and to take into consideration what we may or may not do. So ultimately it worked out and it was a good thing, but I overstepped my bounds a little bit. So I'm open enough to receive that from my kids. One of my children knows how to say things so it doesn't set me off. And then another one, he's honestly learning how to present things because I do things for a very specific reason. But see, we all face those type of things. So it can give us a tendency, which I went through the past couple of days, to know what is best for others and to interfere with my own opinion. Painful setbacks are possible if you do not really listen to your inner voice. And even though I was listening to my inner voice and the truth, and a lot of it is also my truth and the responsibility I take. Even now, all my children are adults, but they're so important to me. And I feel like my actions, whether, even with who I am, I'm human and I did my best, and you have to realize that as well. So you have to be able to listen and not hold yourself responsible to everything that might go wrong in your children's or your partner's or a loved one or friend's life. Because when it comes down to it, it's not all about us. It's not all about you. So, the full moon in the Centaur. The May 26th full moon is in the sign of Scorpio, but because of the precision of the equinoxes, which I've told you before, it lies on the border between the constellation of Virgo and Libra, yet it is directly aligned with the constellation of Centaurus and Crux. Now, what that means is this. The Western constellations, because that's where they're located, the Centaurus constellation gives hard-heartedness, inclination to vengeance, love of arms, strong passion, and energetic nature. And it may be connected with poisons. So these are the things it's connected with. Now, the constellation Crux gives perseverance, but many burdens, trials, and responsibilities, together with much suffering and many hardships. Now, the fixed star Acrux gives religious benefice, ceremony, justice, magic, mystery, travel, and an insatiable interest in education and love of some people in our world right now, seeing others suffer. It is frequently prominent in the horoscopes of astrologers and occultists. Okay. With moon at 54 degrees, high preferment in public matters, new and influential friends, and hard-headedness. So in our world today, we can see those aspects rearing their ugly heads in so many people in this world. So many people in our lives, and you have to be the voice of reason and rise above that. Now, you have the Chinese constellations that's effective right now, which is the asterism Kang. Kang, which means neck, represents the emperor's inner court in Chinese, overseeing all matters reported to the emperor and governing disease and epidemics. It gives a fightful spirit, shrewd and persuasive decision-making, but impulsiveness, a lack of thoroughness, and fluctuating fortunes due to arrogance and vanity. So with this moon, that placement, the emperor will be worried or a high-ranking official will be affected. So auspicious for seeking things, marriage, sacrifices, burials, and opening doors and releasing waters. I'm including the regular in the night sky, the regular constellations and the Chinese constellations for a reason, because they balance each other. So when you look at astrology and the entire universe in the night sky, we're all connected. It all balances. All these energies balance each other. Now, the asterism Kaloi, which is arsenal, represents the armory, the treasury of military chariots, and the place where soldiers drill. It governs the deployment of troops and portends the outbreak of war, drought, rebelling ministers, an impending uprising, or the removal of the virtuous and the promotion of the wicked. This all should be put in setting off light bulbs in your brain. Now, the astral shui, executions, signifies executions, death sentences, and military prisons. It portends rebelling generals or ministers, the death of a border general, military chaos, peace treaties, or pardons. With the moon, the emperor will be worried. So you see how that's connected, and it really kind of, a lot of it explains what we're going through on personal levels, individually, and as groups, in families, in our communities. And then there's a large part of this right now that is affecting what's going on in our world and our nation. And understanding what's going on is going to give you the ability to maneuver around it. So once again, okay, we're going to just re-go over this so you guys get it. Venus sextile Saturn is the dominant influence in the astrology of this full moon. Major themes include soulmates, commitment, loyalty, finances, diplomacy, and peace. The moon quincunx Venus and Saturn present challenges that must be overcome before love and peace are secured. Okay, it could be fear, insecurity, inhibitions, or other responsibilities. The complex boomerang yod aspect pattern indicates a long-term karmic goal related to security through love, money, or peace. It gives great energy, intelligence, and awareness, but sometimes selfishness, opportunism, and lack of persistence. The spiritual meaning of the May 2026 full moon is set to a clear objective and trust and intuition. So the influence of the May 1st full moon lasts 2 weeks until May 16th, which is when the new moon hits us. Astrologically, a full moon is influenced by the preceding the new moon, which was our April 17th new moon, which brought stagnation, delay, and blockage. The spiritual meaning was to think practically, not pessimistically, and to speak constructively, not maliciously. So in the full moon in May, it directly impacts our horoscopes. Okay? And how each individual sign goes through it. Which unfortunately today I do not have time to go through. But it's important when we're looking at this, okay? Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? I hate my computer today. I actually started typing things on my computer instead of paper. Paper, I think, is so much better. I can follow my own thing better than when I put it, because then my computer does really weird things. Really weird things, unfortunately. There we go. No, that's not it. I'm looking for it because I wanted to go back to what we did at the beginning. Go back to my other file, which I'm looking for. Okay, found it. I found it. Hot damn. Look at that. Yeah, this one has been, the energy is so fakash right now, where a lot of times when I try to do things and get a message out, I have so many technical difficulties. That's why I think I'm going back to paper, because I really do think it works better. Because then, you know, my computer, if I'm not touching the screen, goes dark. Then I have to re-sign into it, and because I don't know, because I'm not tech savvy. I have to work on that. I don't do well with... I don't know how to adjust the timing so my screen stays open. So if anybody knows how to do that, send it to me. That would be great. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is we're coming to the end of the live right now. I'm preparing for the full moon journey, which is huge. If you guys want to do the full moon journey, which taps into the energy like we discussed at the beginning of this full moon live, okay? You know, the energy from April 30th, Beltane, and the Ascent today. So it incorporates everything. It activates everything you need to do to propel you forward. Okay? Definitely direct message me. The journey costs $40. So the journey takes about an hour, and then people who would like to share, we do it online through Zoom. People who would like to share can turn around and share their experiences, and you get a little read. It really is an amazing experience. So if you have the time and would like to have this calibration and to be able to attune to this full moon's energy, please direct message me and I'll get you signed up, because it starts at 7 p.m. tonight, which is only 6:30 now, 20 minutes away. So we still got time to get you in and get it done. Also, you know, I said earlier that the 3-day portal is closing right now for this full moon, but your new life is just beginning. Okay, where to go? So I just created, it's a spiritual and lunar alchemy class. And it's a 13-month journey. And it's comprised of the 13 moons, which before the Roman calendar, there was actually 13 moons, 13 months, okay? So it helps you connect with each individual moon for each month. The astrology connected to it. We're going to be connected to the energy of the god and goddess for that month, the light and dark, because we're also working with divine feminine and masculine. We all have divine feminine and masculine in each of us. And the thing is this is such an in-depth course. It's spiritual lunar alchemy. It's doing all the shadow work. And we all need to do that. You can't just work on divine feminine and rise the divine feminine within you. You can't just do divine masculine. Every single being on this earth, every human being has the divine feminine and masculine in them. And you have to work with the shadow work with those parts of yourself. So it goes through each incarnation, because there's 13 archetypes for divine feminine and masculine. So we go in depth doing that work. So there's shadow work, there's working with the gods and goddesses, the dark and the light, there's working with the full moon, the new moon, and the dark moon. So it is totally worth it. So you're interested in, because we are starting our new life right now. You know, we're on the launching pad for the past couple of months. Hit me up about this master course and to help you master the frequencies. So, like I said, tomorrow, I want you guys to do one bold thing tomorrow that the April version of you was too afraid to do. The fire is lit. The truth is yours. So rise. Okay? So direct message me if you're interested in doing the journey tonight, and we'll get you set up. It's in 20 minutes. Direct message me if you'd like to sign up for that in-depth spiritual and lunar alchemy course that does all the shadow work with the divine feminine, masculine, and all 13 archetypes of both. It's the 26 gates of sovereignty. That's what that means. And then I have other courses that are available as well, working through your human emotions, understanding them, and finding your soul frequency. We do that. Past life regression, soul retrievals, crossroads, healing sessions, whatever it is that you are looking or called to work on right now, hit me up. We'll get it in. We'll get it done. I would love to be a part of your journey, not just through these lives. And hopefully my lives do make a difference for you and touch your heart and your life and help you heal and grow. But I would also love, I've done some amazing work with such amazing people, and to be a part of your transformation. Okay? So definitely hit me up. I love you guys, Spheres. I am going to be coming on a little bit more. I'm going to start doing crystal lives with the valuable crystals that I have and discussing the spiritual benefits and healing benefits of each of the crystals. And I'm just going to be doing random lives. I'm not going to advertise them. Just jump up when I can and I have the time to. And then we'll do it from there, okay? Because we're everything and anything but basic. This medium is on a mission to help you live a healthy, happy, prosperous, love-filled, passionate lives, and to help you heal. And that's what we need to do first. I love you guys, Spheres. Endless blessings to you. And I'll talk with you soon. Good night.